So now recording is in progress. So I have here the list of objectives that we will be that we will be aligning into our program, which is a Java credit main menu, where we can create a new credit account, create a credit inquiry, purchases, payment, close credit account, and exit the system. So first, of course, we will be preparing our activity. So this one is Apache NetBeans IDE 14, which is used in a Mac. And I already have a JDK, so the Java development kit is being used to run a Java in our system. So first is to create a NetBeans project. So in creating a NetBeans project, will be a file, new project. Next, we will browse where we will put it. So I'll choose desktop. So okay, so project name is that one. So the project name here in this IDE is not most probably, but usually is the first is the class main method name. So since we need two classes, which is the client class and the credit class, we will create a project name client as required. Lladoc. This is for my project in CS62 in object-oriented programming. This is for my CS6203 Java programming for the object-oriented. So in finishing it, we will be having our okay, so let's go to the project. We'll be closing some of the unused projects. This one is a demo one, which I opened so that I don't need to open the document folder or the document file, and continue the recording here. And of course, we will be having okay, so here let's rename this folder into the project folder. Let's rename the project, of course. So as required, let's cancel it so that we can copy paste. Rename Java credit Lladoc _RJ _grace. Okay. We're clear and good to go. Not yet, I guess, because we need to create a class which name credit Lladoc. Finish. So now we have the class and this is the main class, and this is the class where we will put our attributes and methods to be called here that will be inherited by our main class. So our main class contains the public static void main, which will initiate the running of the program. So everything in here. So this one, let's delete this. This is a normal structure which we use, which is the hello world. So let's rename the author to RJ Grace Lladoc, and then this one also, so that we will have it. Okay, again. Okay, now let's run through the activity needed and check if we were able to check some of those line items. So we will be defining classes and methods. So this is the defining of classes and methods will be done during the program later. Implement polymorphism inheritance, which is commonly being used for between two Java classes. So instantiate an object array. So we will be using an object array for this one and not a class. Array class, example of an array class which is part of a Java utility is a array list. So we will apply exception to all our input validations. And of course, create a Java application for multiple users. So we're done with this one, and also this one, and also this one. So now what we need to do is instantiate in the main method. Our main method is found in our main class, which is in here. We need to instantiate an object array like this, naming this. So this one will identify the size of the array. So later we will just put a no number first, which means the array is dynamic or has no size yet. Okay, let's go with this one first. So we'll just copy paste this one. It will be easier for us. So we will be putting in our main method. Here are the attributes and instances. So okay, let's check if we were able to. Okay, so it's not allowed, so let's put 100 first. Of course, we need to declare a class for our object array. So we need to put the class in our object array where we will be placing all of the attributes to that object array. Attributes, I mean all the variable values into that array. So we will be putting the credit Lladoc because we have the credit Lladoc class. This is the credit Lladoc class where we will put all of the needed information, all the methods, and all of the methods and all of the defining of classes in here. Defining of the array value here. So let's minimize this one. Okay, let's minimize this. Okay, so now we will check if what is the real size of the array that we will be needing, because this 100 is quite a short size for an array for multiple users, especially for a big bank account. Okay, so we need to generate and display a random 4-digit credit account number. So what we can do is use this one. So in the array size, having the maximum 4-digit number, which is 4 nines. We can put 4 9 here. So we will have 9,999 maximum users. So from 1000 to 999, that is our maximum account users for this. Okay, since I'm credit Lladoc, I will put CL instead of CB, of course. Now, let's go back to our demo. Now that we were able to do this, what we need to do is create the method in order for us to display a menu. Well, we can place it here in the main method and just call it over here. Place it over here like this. let's take an example for it. System dot system dot print system dot out oh my god, the cursor is system dot out dot print. Let's print hi first, and let's call our display menu. Okay, my bad. Yeah, that's what we need. So public static void. So this will be only used here in this class. So let's try and run the program. Hi. So we were able to call it. Upon using, we were able to call the method display menu by putting a public static void to it. But our objective for this project is the class where attributes and methods are defined. So our main menu is just the main program itself. So we need to transfer this method into this class. So upon transferring this, in order for this class to access this method, we will remove the static. Of course, you can just add a method here and place void. So let's see the difference between with the static from this class and calling it in the main class versus having no static on it. Just a run through with it. So the display has been an error. So what do we need in order for us to import the class in here? Import the credit Lladoc class in here. So what we need to do is to instantiate the class credit Lladoc by assigning the data type credit Lladoc, which is a class, assigning a variable of call, meaning this means we're calling we're calling the method in the credit Lladoc equals to new credit Lladoc. So that is how we instantiate a class. So for us to use this, we'll call that display menu. So this one will not perform an error to it because there's no return value needed to it, and even though it is not in the drop down for the methods in the credit class, because it should not be used into other classes, only here in the credit class, but it can still be inherited by this main class as long as you use the call, or as long as you use these instantiated the class and use it like this. So now that we were able to call the display menu, let's create this statement inside this method already. So this method will be used for displaying of the main menu. Okay, so let's quite use the system print outline and just copy paste it. Of course, we'll copy paste this one so that we will just be, we will just be editing some of it, putting parentheses here and here. Okay, we'll just put the print system line here. Okay, and then here, here, and then here. Okay, next. Okay, I'll just do it into the other item. So this one will be 6 and not 7. Okay. This one will be just doing it so that it will be so every time we're gonna call the display menu method, it will display the file. It will execute the statement inside that method, which will be this method, which will be this statements. Okay, let's copy paste it to make it faster. Same with this one. Okay. So now you see the outcome if we put the static in this method here in this class. So let's remove the static to it so that we can have this one into the option. So let's try again. That. Here you go. So there it is. The display menu. So we're able to call the display menu. So upon reviewing these program specifications, we can say that there are 6 cases that we need to focus on. So since there are 6 items in the main menu, this means the user has 6 options in the main menu. I'm thinking of 6 methods and 6 cases, which is why we will be using a switch case statement. But there is also a requirement over here that all input values must be validated and must be required for a re-entry of data when invalid. And also, you need to use the exception for all input validations is required. So, how will we do this? So let's try and for the looping or for the re-entry of the data when it's invalid, we will be using the do while loop statement. And for the exception, we will be using the try and catch. So we can go with first we need to but first, what do we need to display if ever there's an invalid menu option? We can create a method for it or just place a system.out.print line on every exception. So instead of doing that, if I want to change the message on that error message or display input invalid menu option message, I could just go to the method and change whatever it is into the print line instead of finding all of the try and catch exception and change the message. So let's do that. Okay, let's create a method for int menu for all, let's say for all input validation. So for this one, let's put public void still invalid menu. Okay, so every time we're going to call this one, the message will be invalid input. Please try again. Okay. Oh my bad. Invalid input. Please try again. Okay. System.printout line. See what is wrong with this one. Okay, we have a missing braces. Okay. Now that we have this, we can just put it inside the catch statement to our every input. So the first input, or the first input that is gonna be required, that will be gonna required, I mean that is going to be required, I guess. I mean that is going to be required is during the input of choosing the display menu. So we will loop the system. So upon looping, we will use do while. Do here while. So let's instantiate for the do while. Let's remove this one first. So we will put it, okay, let's cut it so that we can put it inside our do while statement. Here. Okay, let's create the boolean loop which equals to true. So as long as the value for the boolean variable loop is true, whole program in here will run through. So it will first display the main menu. Okay, let's have a comment in here. And then, of course, we will be having a user input. We will be asking a user input to choose what it is that they were going to be choose for this. For the menu, what is their option in the menu? Well, if I choose steak or wine, just kidding. So user input. And then let's have a system, of course, that out that print. We would just use the print so that the input will be beside the message. Input selected item. Okay, and a space for it. Of course, once you prompted the user to input selected item, you need to scan what is their input. So we'll be using the scanner class of the Java program, of the Java utilities. So we will use new scanner system.in. Okay, so we have an error over here because we need to import the Java util scanner. This Java util scanner contains a list of the programs that is used in order to scan a input from the user. So, and then let's also declare our attributes and instances. Okay, let's create this one. Let's categorize this one. This one is the main program loop. Okay, and then we will have here the instantiation of the choice variable for where we will put the value of the user input. So choice will be equal to scan that next int, since it's an integer. So as mentioned earlier, we will be using the switch and case method. Switch and case statements. So of course we also need to create the try and catch over here. Guys, we need to put it here. So we will create a try and catch over here. Okay, in order for us to catch the exception E. And then we can just call the invalid menu. Okay, so it will call the invalid input. Please try again. Okay. Let's try and check if it will really capture whatever it is, if it's a string type. Okay, as you can see, we were able to display our main menu. Let's put instead of the number 1, let's put 1. Invalid input, please try again. So we were able, given a chance to try again. So let's put 1. Okay, so the invalid input error or the invalid input message did not prompted because 1 is a valid input. Okay, let's proceed with our program. Let's remove this output. It didn't do anything. It just looped and looped and looped. So for the invalid input, I was thinking to have a space in between. Okay, so that it will have a separation to it. Okay, now we're able to catch the user input error here. Now let's create the switch statement, okay? So here is our executing the cases. Executes the 6 cases based on the user option. So our program will be our program structure or the program statement for switch will be switch the condition and then case 1 and so on and so forth. Also break for the case 1, of course. So we will be, since our choice is an integer, we will have a case here which is also an integer. So that will be your easy checking. Okay, so our problem right now is that the choice is inside the try and catch. I'm so sorry for that. So let's just place it inside the switch. Let's just place the switch inside try and catch also. Okay. Now that we have this, let's create 6 cases so that we can have a ready-made cases for our program here. Okay, I'll just make 6 of it and a 1 default case in case there's none of the options were being chosen. 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And let's have a default case, which will be our default case. Let's just have a message for it. Okay, this one is aching already. So print line. Let's have the default message. Please choose please choose between menu items 1 to 6 only. Okay. And then they will also still be given a chance to re-input their items. So let's still have the loop be equal to true, no matter what happened. Okay. Now we were able to create our main program structure. Now let's go to our class. What is inside our class? So for us to be prepared to put values into our object arrays, we need to declare our attributes and create a constructor inside of the class, of course. So here are the attributes tab and the constructor part. And also, we need to create our setters and getters. These are setters and getters methods. This is for us to able to juggle the variable assignment, so we can just throw, so that the whatever it is in the whatever it is that is in the main class, it will be inherited by the credit Lladoc class, which is the class that we will be putting all of our methods and attributes. And getters, setters, getters. Okay, so let's check for our attributes for some of the program specifications. So in our case 1, we will be needing the name of a client and the annual income of the client, and also the credit limit and account number. So that's 4 attributes already. And also for the credit inquiry, we will be also needing the credit balance for it, which is, now we have 5 attributes to be placed on our object array. And we have the allowable purchase, which will also be placed on our object array. So those are the 5 attributes that we need to provide as setters methods and getters methods and put into the constructor and attributes of the credit Lladoc class. So now let's go on and let's do it. So for the name, we will have the string. For the income, we need double. Double is for us to have the decimal or the centavos values for it. Okay, credit limit, type graphical arrow only. So for the account number, we will have an integer. So ACN stands for the account number. So integer because we have later we will generate it having 4-digit integers. Our balance will be in double because it's still we're talking about money. All money will be in double data type. Allowable purchase. And then for the constructor, of course, we need to create a public credit Lladoc for it to be accessible. So name, let's have it instantiated into this one. Income is equals to, even though it's 0, it will still be credit limit into 0, account number into 0, and balance also equals to 0, and allowed purchase equals to 0. Now for our setters. Now the setters method has a void in it, just like this one, because we don't have any return values for it. But instead, we will be putting parameters in order for that setters method to place the value from the assigned value from the client Lladoc, which is our main client Lladoc class, which is our main class, into this class, into the constructor in this class. Okay, so in creating that, we need a public void set name, parameters of string name, and then we will have that name, which means the name in this class equal to the name of the which will be thrown in this method. So we will do the same for the setters for the 2, 3, 4 for the 5 items. So we will have this one for the income, for the credit limit, for the account number, for the balance, and for the allowed purchase. Of course, we will be having a double for here, for the income, for the credit limit, for the allowed purchase, for the balance, and for the allowed purchase, and for the account number to be integer. So let's have here set income, and then set credit limit, and set ACN, which is our account number, and set balance, set A purchase. So okay, income, for us to have a few variety of variable names, let's just put this one, since we will be using the this syntax. Okay, ACN, balance, the allowed purchase. Okay, let's check first. Okay, we're still recording. Double checking it because this one is, I'll be speaking a lot in here, and then if it's not recording, I'll be doomed. Okay, and then for the credit limit, here, credit limit, we'll just have here, I'm sorry, I'll just move my chair. ACN, okay, balance, and here is also balance. Here is allowed purchase, the same here also. Okay, let's just copy paste so that we don't have to. Okay, now we have the setters. Now we will go to the getters. So it will be still the same, except that we will have a different method structure. Instead of public void, our getters will move this one and replace it with a data type which we will be getting. So for this case, since it's name, we will be removing the parameters and we will be having a return value for this one. So a public method without a void requires a return value to it. So let's have this string. This will error because it will ask for a return value. So the return will be the name. We will be deleting this one. Okay, same as this one. We will be changing this one into double. Okay, I'll just copy paste everything for some of those, for those items. Okay, this one is int because it's integer double, and here is still double. Okay, so here it is return of, okay, I'm so sorry, it's my phone. Income. Okay, oops. Camel. Okay. Okay, let's just change this one into return so that we don't. Okay. This one also into return. Yeah, that this one would be much faster. Okay. Okay, no error now. Now we have our setters and getters. Ooh. Let's have a break first with this. A little bit of. Okay, so now that we're set with our setters and getters, let's hop on to this very crucial part of the program, which will be the methods for the cases. So we will start off with our methods for our case 1. Our case 1 method. So our case 1 method is method for a new credit account. So we will be, of course, we will be having a set of conditional statement here, and also we will ask for a user input here. So first we will, since we don't need the return, we don't need the return value for here actually. Okay, wait a minute, because my nose is itching, quite itching. So we will have a public dot void, just like below, public void, and then the add account. So we will be, so this will be the method for it. So of course we need to loop it. Of course we need to loop it. Oh wait a minute, my eyes is itching. Okay. So the add account method in here will focus more on to these criteria we have. Since the inputting of the name of the client will be done in the main method, and that is what we're going to program right now. So here we are. So the add account method. So we will be having a parameter here, which is a class type. Okay, so in order for this one to loop, of course, for the data validation and re-entry of any inputs, we will have a do while. So if account, it's also have a boolean here, a local variable boolean add valid. So if it is valid, if it's still valid, so since we will be putting a scanner here, what we're going to do is, instead of putting some setters and getters over, adding something in here, we'll just have the scanner over user input over here. So of course here we will have a add valid. If it's valid, that's what it is. Okay, let's have a try catch. Of course we will have a try catch exception. Okay, catch exception. Oh wait, my noise is itching actually. Okay, here and catch exception. So let's try on calling our invalid menu. Invalid menu. Yes. Okay. So we were able to call this one, and then we have add valid. Since it's invalid, we will be initiating it into still true. So this one will be equal to true, and we will be, it's having an error. Okay, so there's an expected this one. Error here is we need to initialize the add value. So let's initialize the add valid variable into false. Since the dual statement will first perform this before verifying it. So if the input will be invalid, it will still get going. So let's have a system out print line here to ask for user input. So I'll just copy paste this one and change some of the variables. Okay, let's import it. So we will remove this one. Okay, let's say enter annual income. So we will have a PHP here. Okay, in there. So it's a PHP. Let's create our own scanner for every method, so that it will, since Java is reading a line item in a very fast pace or milliseconds only, so we need to apply a pause in the scanner part. So let's have here a scanner, scan one, but let's have a double user income, which will be, this one will be an error because it's a next int. So here you go. And then for the category, we will be using the if else statement and set the values for our credit, for our allowed purchase, and for the income for the user. Okay, let's go back here. Let's have an else if, another else if for the 3 category, and the lastly it's just an else. This will be for 200,000 and below income. So for the range of 200 above and not greater than 300,000, we will be having user income should be greater than or equal to 200,000, And user in okay, it's a dollar sign. And user income should be less than 300,000 to be able to set in this range. So the account will be set credit. We will set the credit limit to 30,000 pesos. Let's check if it is 30,000, 30,000, 50, and 100,000 pesos. Okay, now let's copy paste it. My bad. Because we will be setting also for the purchase, allowable purchase. Wait, why is it that they set the purchase? Okay, I forgot. We have this one. It should be get, not set. That's why I was confused. We have a parameter for it. Okay, set purchase and set income. Let's set the income for that person into whatever it is that he or she will put it. So let's just copy paste from here to here and update. Okay, this one will be 300 to 500, and then this will be 500 only. Okay, let's move unnecessary white spaces to it. This one will be 50, 50, this one will be 100, which is a wow. I could buy myself flowers. Just kidding. So once it is below 200,000 pesos, of course we will still set the income. This will be used on the main program for the conditional statement. If you will be still eligible for the opening of the account, or if it is successful. Okay, now let's have a system print outline. You're sorry, but your annual income is not eligible. Annual income of, let's say plus user income of what PHP here is not eligible to open a credit account. Okay, let's go and make this a little bit faster because we're getting tired actually. Now let's program our case 1. Let's save this one without an error. Okay, so for our case 1, so sorry, it's already 2:21 a.m. and well, programmers will always wake up. So case 1 is a new credit account. So first is we will declare, or we will call or instantiate another the class here. So credit Lladoc credit. This will be the instantiated, or this will be the class this will be the class variable that we will be using in order to retrieve values and set values or manipulate the credit Lladoc class. Okay, so of course, for the validation purpose, we will have a boolean. Say name valid here. Okay, let's say let's have account new valid. Okay, and then let's just have a simple message first. Okay, I will program it here, creating a new credit account. And then it's a system, okay, it's a system print line. And then let's go with the do while statements. So since there will be still another there will be still another scanner here, we will also be putting a try and catch, but as upon checking, it is just a string. So since string accepts any number spaces or white spaces to it, it will not have any exception for the input. Rather than, we will be putting a conditional statement to filter out those inputs without any those inputs that are null or has nothing in it, or spaces, or for short no empty for short an empty input. So let's initialize the new valid boolean into true. So okay, and then let's have another scanner here. Just like what I mentioned, it is to slow down the program flow. Excuse me. And excuse me. Excuse me. I have an allergic reaction right now. So asking for user input here. Excuse me. Let's have enter name. And then let's place the name into a string name equals scan name dot next line. Or let's just put next and not put it next line. Okay. Oh my gosh. So this is how we will filter the values if the name is empty. So name is equals to empty. If so, we will be creating an error message out of it. Error. Name must not be empty. So it will proceed, and of course it will stay false. Okay, we have a wrong here. Need to state it as false. Okay. And now, I'm so sorry. Myself is battling but I can do this. I need to finish it. Okay, credit dot else if it has something in it or it contains we will set the name. Let's call the credit Lladoc class and set the name into name, of course. And of course, let's set the credit limit okay, let's set the adding of account into the credit class. Okay? Oh, so sorry. So this one will input all the parameters or all the values inside the credit class. Inside the object array. So we need to validate if it is less than before we proceed with the generating of 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, if it is less than it will break. But it will already display the message because of this because of this. Okay, I'm so sorry. But if the income is greater than, we'll have an else statement here, and this part we will create another method to generate our account number. So in generating our account number, we will be putting it over here. Excuse me. I guess I need to sneeze out first. I'll just cut this one. So apologies. I already sneezed out everything. And let's proceed on the creating of method for generating the account. Okay, so this one will be the method generating of ACN or the account number. Okay, so in generating account number, we will be needing a return value, which is the integer. So our method will be public int generate ACN, and we will have a return value. Let's have 0 first. So in order for us to create a 4-digit random numbers, we will be using the math random syntax, which is a Java util also class, which has a Java util class which randomize numbers, but we need with a specific range. So in order for us to create a specific range, we need to create a minimum value for the 4-digit number 1000 and a maximum of our array limit, which is 999. And of course, our return value will be int number, and let's have math that random. So since this returns a double number, we will be putting a int in order to convert this. In order to convert the result into integer. Okay, so in order to randomize everything, so math random, this will like the math random class will get a, a number that is, I forgot the term, but it's like randomizing a number from the chosen range, multiplying it. So we will create a variety of operations here. So we will have maximum minus minimum plus 1, and then plus minimum. So this is so random. It will really generate a random number over here. And we will have a print line. Okay, let's copy paste it. Count number, no, copy paste, generated is plus number. Okay, an error because it should be semicolon. This one should be number. Okay, now we have the generated ACN. And of course, we will go back to our case 1. So for our case 1, so if the income is greater than 200,000, we will be generating the ACN. So here we have int, another int ACN. Let's just put account num, count no is equal to, it's called the credit that generate ACN. And now we have assigned it to the account number. Now let's set the account number into this variable. Okay, and now we will put the value into our object array. So here, this one is just adding the parameters on the credit into, or this one is putting the parameter for the add account, which is the credit class. And this one will be assigning of values in the object arrays. So the object array CL will have the parameters from this credit class. And then we will have a displaying of this item. So account created successfully. Okay, so print line, it will go under, but I want it to be more under of it, so let's have it. Okay, and of course let's have a system that out that print line. Let's display the credit limit here. Plus credit dot get credit limit. Okay, I guess we're all set for the case 1. For our case 1. Now let's try our case one first, or let's just proceed with the other methods now. Now for our case 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we have this common method. We have this common two methods that are going to be useful in order for us to validate if the object array is empty, or if to validate if the account number is really existing in the object array. So to start, let's create two methods. Just copy paste. So this method will be checking if array is empty, and the other one is checking if account number is available. So it's like an account number validation. So let's have this array empty, named array empty. So this will have a return value of Boolean. Let's have a static here. Just to encapsulate this one. And of course, there's no return. The return value should not be number, but rather should be Boolean. So is empty is equals to true. We initialize it is equal to true. So and have an integer of x is equals to 0. So we will have a for each statement here. So B for data type, which is a class, and the variable CL, which here, and our array. This two will be inputted as a parameter. So we will have the credit Lladoc array parameter. So our for loop. Okay, what is this one? Why is it error here? Okay, later we will just put, okay, so let's put return statement first here. So it is empty. So it will return whatever is the value for the is empty, whether it's true or false. So when will it be false? So if our credit limit is not equal to null, which means if upon running the for each loop in here, if it's not equal to 1, the x here will increment. So if it is not, so once it was already run and all of those, once all it is run and all the object array was being evaluated, we will check if x is not equal to 0. So which means if x is not equal to 0, it is not empty. We will return a value of false. Again, that is how we check an array if array is empty. Now is for the checking or validating of account number. So let's name this instead validate ACN. So in validating ACN, we need the parameters account number and also the object array. So int account number, credit Lladoc, and let's have CL. Account. This one is array because we're talking about array, and this one is accounts because we're basically talking about accounts. So same with the above, we will have static boolean. Is valid. So once it's false, because we were aiming for it to be true. Okay? We were aiming for it to be true. So let's run again our for each statement. So for credit Lladoc, let's have CL still accounts for the array name. If CL is equal to null, so it will just continue the loop. Okay, let's have a return statement here. Return is valid. And here is if CL.get account number is equal to the account number inputted here, parameter here, account number set in this parameter, that is valid, will become true. And we'll break the loop. So these are just the two validations that we're going to use for our case 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how do we place the validation into the case? Because this will be just the basic of those cases and basic structure of those cases. So let's create the structure for our case 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for our case 2, this is a credit inquiry part. So since it's a static boolean, it is a static boolean method, and we want that this case will encapsulate only into this class, the calling of it into this class, or we don't, since for us not to instantiate already this one, we will be using this syntax in order to retrieve the array empty method. So if the array is empty, we will have an error message here. Okay, let's have can't search for inquiry, or let's say error, no accounts added. Okay, so that, and then our loop will still be ongoing, and we will break into this case. So now we were able to use the array empty method here. Now for the account validation, of course this is case 2, so there will be still a user input, and we need to revalidate the validation and re-entry of it. So let's create do while statement. Okay, and of course we will create a boolean here, credit valid, in order to loop the case 2. equals to false. We'll just copy how the dual was being made there. Okay, we will have here credit valid equals to true. Okay, we have here credit. Let's have just here. Okay, false. Error is this one. So now let's go to the user input, but we need to encapsulate it again with the try and catch. Okay, I'll just copy paste the try and catch, I guess, exception E, and then we need to just call that error equals, which is invalid menu. Let's check if it is right. I have a mouse here. If it is right, let's check first. Yeah, it's the invalid menu. So maybe I'll just copy paste this one. Well, it's invalid menu here. And here I just, here. Call invalid menu. So yeah, I'm right. And then we will have credit valid. So false. This will still loop and ask for the user input. Okay, so now we have surrounded. Now we have a try and catch. Let's place our user input there, since it will be safe since it's surrounded with a try and catch already. Okay, let's put a user input here. Okay, try and catch user input. So here we will put input account number. Let's just put for process, so that it will be used for case 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. And we will have here the scanner. So here we have the scan name. So we will have here, okay, let's have just, maybe, let's have this scan in. So it means scan inquiry. So user, so in here we will have a account number to be found, which will be the integer, and have ACN find. So we will be having ACN as our abbreviation for account number, not abbreviation, I guess. And next, int. Okay, now that we are all set here, now for our finding of the valid, or finding for the account number. So what we're going to do is, of course, since the return value is a boolean, we will also, same like this, put it in an if statement. So once it's true, okay, credit Lladoc that valid ACN. So it's the account number to be found, and the array is the CL. So that's it. So once it's true, it will also check it will execute the for each loop for our credit Lladoc account type, class type, and array CL. And we will browse it, and this one will loop and check all of the inputs in it, all the array all the array input, or all the array values, or all the array parameters or inputs there. So let's go with for if. So if the account is not equal to null, and account that get ACN is equal to ACN find. We will, okay, let's get this out. So we will still perform the loop. Where is it? I have looping here. Okay, for the case 1. Okay, yeah. Of course, we should have the loop to be true still. And then break it. Of course. Okay. Okay. So we will still be into the loop, and we will have the methods in here. So we have here the method for credit inquiry. Okay. So since we will be having the method here, the credit inquiry. Okay. Let's find this one. So if it is not found, what will be played if it is not be found? So let's put an else statement here. We will place that system print out line that error account cannot be found. Okay, but still he or she will be allowed to wait. So if your account is not found, do you still need to try? Of course not. No, it's not an invalid input. It is a account. It is not found. It is just not found. So you don't have to. Of course, you don't have to try again. So let's just cut it off. So we will just display error account not found, and then it will go back to the main menu. That's how this is how we want it to go. Okay, now what we're going to do is copy and paste this one and just rename some of it so that it will have a distinction. Okay, let's remove this break. Don't need 2 breaks. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have here, so number 3 is for, okay, number 3 is for purchases. We will have number 3 here, purchases. Okay, let's rename this purchase valid. So purchase valid if it is still going. Maybe let's, yeah, if as long as it's false. Yeah, right, it's right. So as long as it's false, it will be going and keep going. Yes, this is right. So array empty, no accounts found, purchase valid. Okay, purchase valid. we'll have here purchase. And here also as purchase valid. Okay, now we have it here. Times it's almost 3. Oh my gosh, we're almost done by 3:30. Purchase valid, so no error here, I guess. So this one will be method for purchase. Okay. For the case 5 is payment. Just rename it. Okay, let's rename it. Okay, and the last one will be closing of account. But okay. Close valid. Let's close valid. But the closing of account will have a different structure when it comes over here, and you will later see it once we go through with our methods for the purchase, payment, and closing of account. Save this one. And now that we created the add account method, now we will proceed on to our credit inquiry method. So for our credit inquiry method, let's just copy this display method because it looks like this one also. Okay, but we will be having here a parameter for the class. It's because we will be displaying or retrieving the values in this class. So account found. Shoo. 1, 2, 3. And then we will be needing to display the account number, credit name account, credit limit, and credit balance. So it's just 4. So where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one will be for a new line item only. So let's put account number, let's put here, and tab account name, tab tab credit limit, tab, and then a PHP on it, space, and credit balance with a tab and PHP space, and of course adding our values. So account that get name, for this one will be plus account that, oh my, it's my bad, it should be ACN here. And here is plus account that get credit limit. And for this one will be account that get balance. Okay, now we're done with the credit inquiry method. Let's proceed to the other method that we will be finishing all methods first in order for us to see how simple it is, that we will be just placing it into the main menu. So for the purchase method, we will be not needing any of a return value just like this. So we will just still copy paste it, and also need this certain parameter like this. Okay, so for the purchase, since we'll be needing an input again for it, input for it on the amount, we will be surrounding it with do while also. So let's find a do while here. So let's try and copy this one also, and paste. So boolean for it is, let's have valid purchase. Purchase valid here. Purchase valid. And have this one renamed. Okay. Enter. So let's have enter purchased amount. Minimum of PHP 1 pesos, and max of your plus, let's have plus again of your PHP. Okay, your PHP account that get credit limit, max of your credit limit. Okay, so that the user will be informed. So they will enter purchase amount minimum of 1 pesos and a max of their account credit limit. And now for the scanner. Okay, so we have here the scan 1. Here let's have scan 2 so that we don't need to think about it. So here we have purchase. Okay, or let's have amount, which is amount purchase for it. Okay, scan 2. And we will also have an if else statement here, but a different one. So if amount is less than 1, or amount is greater than account that get credit, or account or amount is greater than or equal to the account allowable purchase. Okay, so we will be displaying, of course, an error for it again, saying that, okay, I have a mouse here. I'm so used to touchpad already. Saying that, okay, saying that his or her transaction declined. So transaction declined, and then let's say please review this. The transaction declined. Please enter amount. Okay, let's have please enter amount minimum PHP 1 and max your credit limit. Or let's have this copy paste from 1. Okay. So since the transaction is already declined, we will just go through with the processing. Since it's not processed, it's actually not validating it's not valid. Yeah, we were not validating invalid inputs, but we were validating if this input will be accepted or not. So let's say okay. So we will just have the purchase valid into false. False, or it's just the same. Same with this one. Okay, I'm programming already for how many hours? I don't know. So let's check. Okay, transaction declined. Else, we don't need else if already. Else, we will do the computation here. So else double. So we have the user balance, which will be equal to account that get balance plus the amount purchased here. And of course, for the interest, we'll be doing this computation already. So interest rate is 0.03%, multiplied with the user balance, and our new balance will be equal to user balance plus the interest. Well, so if our new balance is greater than our credit, so once upon computation of the purchase, I'm so sorry. So if new balance is greater than or equal to is greater than the credit limit, we will also say that their transaction was declined, and they can try again, but they really need to input again their account number in order to verify. So once you get declined, you can okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm was thinking, okay, transaction decline, please get credit. I'm so sleepy already, but can do this. Okay, enter amount. If new balance is okay, so we have not yet set the new balance. So if our new balance is going to be greater than the credit limit that we were having, so this means that the credit limit was exceeded. Let's have this one. Exceeded. Credit limit exceeded. Is it right? Exceeded. E-X-C-E-E-D-E-D. Okay. Transaction decline. Credit limit exceeded. Okay. Else we can set the account dot set account dot set balance into to new balance, and then our allowed or allowable purchase will be equal to account that get credit minus account that get balance. Okay, and now we will set the value of our allowable purchase into allowed. Okay, and let's have an input that the purchase was successful. I really wanted here. Okay, print line. Let's just create a print line. Where is it already? Okay. Purchase successful. Okay. We will be inputting, and we will inform them if how much is left for them. So account number plus account that get ACN is HP space plus account that get allowable purchases. Okay, and then let's have it plus and another line break. Okay, guess our payment is already created. Now for our purchase, now for the payment, it would still be looking like this with the different formulas, though it will be having a different formula. Okay, let's create a method for this one is method for pay purchase. This one is method for payment. Let's change it into payment valid, and then this one also Let's say true. Okay, I don't need to put this one if I want to finish it. If I want to like just okay. Okay, that one will do. This one also. So it will just loop out if it's true. Transaction decline, the transaction declines. So every time we have an input of a wrong input, it will be just this one. The re-entry of invalid input will be this one. So okay, that's okay. It's okay for me. Let's delete this one also. This one also. So for the purchase, for the payment, okay, let's see. The payment is in different form. Enter payment amount of this one, maximum of your credit limit or credit balance. So, and max of your credit balance. So for the payment, we will be going to play with the balance. Okay. Payment valid. Okay. Enter a payment amount minimum 1 pesos and your pesos credit balance. So scanner 3 for payment. Payment is 3, right? Oh yeah. No, it's 4, but let's use scanner 3. So let's change this amount to pay and have this one. So once pay is less than or greater than, yeah, let's get balance. Please. Okay, we will be please enter amount and max of your here. Okay, max of your, try again. Enter again. Okay, since we will be requiring to enter it again, we will be putting the purchase value, not purchase, but payment. Okay, after this payment, we'll be going with the program of the closing. And then we will be over. Hey, we will be done with this one. Sooner or later, it will be short. Okay, get balance. Transaction decline. Please enter amount. So this one will be payment. Payment valid will be always true. So they have a chance to enter if how much is really their payment. Okay. Payment valid is true. Okay. And then else. So if the payment is correct, we have here balance will be equal to account that get balance minus the payment. So account that set balance into balance. But if if balance is less than 0, this means if they were so this means if they were able to pay greater than what it is of their balance. So we will have an error here. Okay, let's copy paste this one. Okay, let's have it same error. Okay, yeah. We can have it as an or. No, here is the balance. Okay, else we will have double of the allowed. So we will renew the allowed to account that get credit. So the credit limit will again be minus the credit balance. Okay, checking for the file. Yeah. But the allowable credit will be replenished. Payment successful. Okay, let's have. Thank you. You're allowed. For account number. Okay. Payment is done. Let's check. Okay. Now we go with the closing of account. So it will be still the same. Let's just copy paste it because we will still be having the same parameter for it. And the structure of the do while. Oops. Okay. Now for the closing. Let's just put closing. Close. Valid. Close. Valid. For the user input, are you sure you want to account number that get ACN? Let's have here yes, Y or N. Are you sure? You want to close account number okay, let's have here a question mark and a space. Okay, scanner for item number 5. Let's have here ans. Okay, let's have here close. So close. Okay, for this one, let's have a if state. Why this one will be string? Because it will be Y or N. only. Okay. Let's have here ans. If answer is okay, if ans that equals y small, or ans that equals y big, else if else if let's have else if ans that equals why is it okay equals it or ans that equal the big N. Okay, we have here the else if else and the else, of course, which will be programmed later. So if it is yes, of course we will check if the account that get balance is equal is if it's not equal to 0. So once it's not equal to 0, they need to pay. So let's get for account balance here something here. Okay, for us. Please pay your account balance of first. Okay. And have this one. Oh no, it's just simple. Do you wish to proceed? Yes or no? Y or N? And then another space. You wish to proceed? Yes or no only. So let's have string to pay is equal to scan for that next. Okay, another if and else if for the no. It's for the no. Another else. Now this one is not for the no, but it is for the invalid input than y and n. So if to pay that equals y, or to pay that equals big Y. So if it is equal, then the account that, let's set the balance into 0. And we will have account number successfully. Okay, successfully print line. Let's have a print line here and another backslash and here. Oh, it's account successfully closed. print line already, it will go down. But for more, let's say, for more indentation, else if to pay that equals n or to pay that equals big N. So we will be having no changes on the balance, and just say failure to close, account number Genes or account number any of it. So, and then no changes on the balance, or else invalid input. Let's have this one. Okay. Invalid input. Please try again. Because we are just having yes or no. And then we will be having close, valid equals to true. Okay. It will be just the same. Okay. If your account. Okay, so here. The if else if here. The if else if here is okay. Failure to close. Okay. Here. Okay, so if it is equal to 0, let's have an else. It will be successfully closed only. Automatically. Okay. Now this one will be just request cancelled. So let's use this one. Okay. Okay, let's do this one also. And this one. Yes. That is it. Because this one will be just cancellation. Request cancel. Request cancelled. Let's have another indentation here. Just to add a line spacing. Okay, request cancelled. Else we will have this one. Okay. It's actually not necessary to request for okay. Okay, that's it. Now, we have already programmed most of our cases, not most, but all of the cases. Let's go back to our main menu. So for our case number 2, we will be calling out the method for the credit inquiry. So let's have account that credit inquiry. So looping is this one, and once input is invalid, not loop but input. Okay, let's have credit valid equals means it's false. So okay, let's have this one. True. Okay, that's what I like. Okay, and if error account not found, of course, once error account not found, you will just go to the main menu again. Or we could ask for the user input again, but yeah, we can ask for the user to input again. Okay, please try again. Okay, let's replace it. So I can actually create a method for this one again also, so since it was being made bad, I'll just copy paste it here. Okay, let's go with case 2 still. Okay, let's go with our case number 3. Upon checking, loop, I find, count, get ACN. Okay, for purchase, method for purchase is account dot purchase. And of course, it's not the break one. For this one also, okay, method for payment. Okay, method for payment is still the same as them payment. Okay. That's it. For the closing of account, we will just modify some of it. Okay, so here in the try in for, so our method here will be account dot closing of account, and then CL, the ACN find or the account number found will be equal to null. So once it's equal to null, guess there is still something in here. No. If ACN is equal, okay. Yeah. Okay, so we were able to set the balance equals to 0. Okay. So we will be needing to check first if the balance is really settled based on the answers on the closing methods. So in order to do that, let's have if account that get balance is equal to 0. So if it's already equal to 0, we will do this. Else, else, okay, so it's already failure, nothing else. It's just an if. It would do nothing. Okay. And now for our last item. Let's go back. Okay, otherwise go back to the main menu. So it means it will just go back to the main menu. Okay, terminates the program. So upon checking here, okay, let's go to our last. It's the number 6. It's the exit part. Yeah, closing of account. It's the exiting of the system. So we will just have a very simple line of exiting system. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will have the loop equals to false, or actually just put system.exit. Also do that. So the default is already okay. Well, I guess that's it. That's settled. Now let's try on running the code and check for whatever it is or what bug we might be encountering. Okay, let's run the client. Okay, it's running good. Let's run the errors. Okay, invalid input, please try again. Invalid input. Okay, let's correct now, but have a different number. Okay, success. So now let's create a new credit account. My name, RJ Lladoc. Also, my annual income is, let's say, 90. Okay, sorry, your annual income of 90 pesos is not eligible to open a credit account. Well, that's sad. Now let's check for credit inquiry, purchase, and payment and closing credit account if they were able to check or if this account was being able to generate. If it's true that the credit account was not created. So let's check for 2. No accounts added. 3. No accounts added. 4. No accounts added. 5. No accounts added. So now let's try to create 3 successful accounts. I'm gonna run through again for the annual income wrong input. So let's have an empty input here. Okay, let's say. So here is the error part already, because I've already placed here null input here. So let's check again. Let's close it. Let's go to our client here part. Okay, name that equals this one. It should have entered this one. New valid. Okay, let's try again. Let's try running the code. Oh, did not prompted the error that I was supposed to ask. Okay. Let's have that one. It's just checking if it's a simple error. It doesn't really affect the function of our. Okay. So I really need to input something. Why? Why is it? Okay, let's check our case one first because it's on the naming part. It's on the case one. Equals name string system print. Okay, let's have print line here. Maybe that's why. Because we will be checking the difference between print line, next line, and next is just reads the string for the next, but the next line it reads even the white spaces. Let's see for your okay. Next line is string still and is string. So here in the next line part, advances the scanners past the current line and returns the input that was skipped. And this one is find and returns the text complete token from the scanner. So it's a complete token. It's a complete token of scanner. That's why if it's null, it is not being read. Okay, let's see. Okay, now it's the next line error. Okay, let's go and paste the name. Full name. Let's input a different. Oh, invalid input. Please try again. So let's have 180. And then we have the E. Oh, the E one is actually being accepted because it is a valid integer. It's like a significant of three zeros. Okay, but it still is not legible. 99. Oh, let's have 400,000. 3. Okay, account generated 5142 with a credit limit of 50,000. So my 400 falls in this credit limit. Okay, now we have this. Okay, and now we have another one. Let's add another one. Chris Espinosa. And his annual income, let's say, greater than mine. So let's have 500,000. Okay, so now his credit limit is 100,000 pesos. And having 1542. 1591 count number. Okay, another one is Jen Bio, having only around 250. 3,000 pesos. So it's 30,000. Now, let's try interviewing any of those three in no particular order. So let's start off with mine. Okay, account found. I have no credit balance yet because I have not used it yet. Okay, let's have Genevieve Bio here. I'm sorry, it should be select item, so number 2, and then paste the account number. Okay, Genevieve Bio is still found. And Chris Minio. 2. And this one. Okay. So three of those user inputs that I was able to place was included into our object array and it is retrievable. Now let's go on and check for the purchases. So for example, let's focus on the 100,000 credit limit. So let's have a purchase. Oh my bad, it's still viewing. So let's focus on the 1591 account number. So I'm gonna purchase an account and charge it to 1591. So purchase amount will be 80,000 pesos. Okay, purchase successful. What if I'll be using the account of Genevieve for purchasing 80,000 pesos? Let's say 100 yeah, and 80,000 pesos. Account this one and an 80,000 pesos. Okay, so transaction was declined, so I should enter the amount 1 to the 30,000, which is my credit limit. So let's again okay, so let's say I want to close my account without using it. So my account number is, oh no, let's check for, since I have not, okay, let's have a purchase for Genevieve first. I don't know what to do, so let's have a purchase for him for 5,000 pesos. Okay, my bad, it's 50,000 pesos. Should be just 5,000 pesos. Oh, it's 500 actually. So let's add 4,400 for it. Purchases 4,500, so that it will be 5,000. Okay, so the computation will be made later. Let's check for the computation later. So let's now check for Genevieve account. So she has a credit balance of 5,165 for her purchase worth 5,000. So let's compute. Let's have a computation for it. I'm having here my calculator here. Okay. So let's say she has a 30,000 credit limit and a balance of 0 previously. So the 500 will be multiplied by 0.03, which is 3%. So the interest is 15 pesos plus 500, which is 515 from the first transaction. So for the next transaction, this is her balance plus 4,500, which is 5,015, which is her current or new balance, multiplied by the interest is 0.03%, 150 plus the amount of 4,500 plus 515. So let's check if I was right in my computation. 5,165.45. Okay, so our formula really works. Now let's proceed to the payments. So let's say payment. Genevieve wants to pay now. So amount is, she should just pay the credit balance of this amount. So what if I would like to pay 6,000 pesos because I would like my credit limit to increase? Well, that will be declined because your credit limit is only 30,000 pesos. So if I'll pay for 500 here, it will proceed. So my payment was successful and I was able to have an allowable purchase of 24,834.55 from my okay. I think I found an error for it. Okay, I have an error right now. My allowable purchase should be added there. Okay, so let's go to our here, which is the payment method. Payment, purchase, payment. So where is my allowed? Okay. Okay, so here is okay. Credit limit minus credit limit. So my allowed. Okay, I have not set my allowed. Okay, that is why. Set allowable purchase to allowed. Okay, let's run again. Okay, correct input, and let's run through with our let's have 2 users only. Okay, income of 729. Okay, another one. Let's have just a small name, and let's focus on one account in other. Okay, it's not eligible, my bad. 43 Jen Lladoc, and let's have her 230,000. Okay, successful for 30,000. Okay, let's have a purchases. Oops. Yeah. Oops. I have copied a wrong account number. I mean, yeah, it's a different account number. So there's no account number such as that. Okay, that is my account number. But we will be doing some purchases and use this account number. And our purchase will be just 5,000 pesos. Okay, and then we will pay for that purchase for only 500 pesos. Okay, so it was being added. Now my problem for the purchase or for the payment is now solved. For the purchases, you have already seen that we were able to purchase also and do a lot of invalidation, validation, catching, and re-entry. Now let's check for the closing. So I want to close my account, which is not being used already, having no balance at all. So okay, I have mistake here because it generated another account number. So for the closing, maybe I have placed, okay, yeah, it's generated ACN, should be that get ACN. Okay, Okay, my bad in here. Now we will know. Okay, so oh, I have a lot of generated ECN here. ACN. Okay, get ACN, ACN, get ACN, get ACN, get ACN. Okay, let's run again for the final time. Let's try with 2 accounts again. RJ, Lladoc. One with the purchase, none without the purchase. Because the payment method or the payment menu was already presented. Okay, 800. Okay, successful. Gen Biog for 400,000 pesos. And let's have purchase for me, which is account 1670. Let's have a purchase of 50,000 pesos. I'm that rich. Oh my gosh. Then Genevieve Biog. Then I can pay. So let's try again payment. Okay, I can pay 45,000 immediately. Okay. Payment successful. Okay, let's try for inputs in here if it will be catch. 1670. Okay, invalid input 1670. Here, invalid input, so we can retry. Okay, so minimum of, let's try the 01. Okay, so 6,500 is my balance. So let's say I will want to pay my 6,000. So yes. Now let's try to close an account without any transaction. Let's close Genevieve's account. Jen Biog's account. So are you sure you want to close account number 4041? I think no. Okay, request cancelled. So let's check if it's still there. 411. Oh, this one is my bad again. Oh, it's not found already. It's been deleted. Should have not been deleted. It's over here. Yeah, I know. I guess I know what's my fault here in the client part, in the closing, because the balance, her balance is equals to 0 already. So what should we do? Okay, set balance equals to 0. Okay. Set balance equals to 0. Since it's no, it should not be like this. So once it's no, it would still be null because its balance is equals to 0. Let's put an and in here. And okay, let's have what to do if balance is equal to 0, or okay, let's have set balance. Once the balance is 0, and then once the balance is 0, this one is still okay. But once it's cancelled, what will we do? We don't want, okay. um let's put something like, because it will be removed immediately here. Let's, once it's cancelled, so it's being aborted. Okay. Let's have string. Okay, answer. Okay. Oh, let's have here. No, don't have a return here. But I was thinking of setting the answer cancellation. So we can have, yeah, we can have here a, yeah, we can have here a setter. So string cancelled, and then let's have here cancelled equals this one. Okay, copy. Set cancelled to string cancelled. Cancelled. Okay, and then getters for cancelled with return value. String. This will work. Okay. 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 Now let's go back to our closing. So once it's cancelled, let's account that set cancelled to yes. So yeah. So since it's cancelled, okay, so let's see. And then here and end. That get cancelled, that equals to cancelled or cancelled no. Yeah. So the value over here should be no. And you can actually use the boolean, but it's okay. So if it's not cancelled, well, that's it. Okay. Let's have another one. Last run, hoping. Okay, and another one. 400. Okay, let's have a purchase for Genevieve. 9109. Amount of 534. And then cancel my account. Want to close my account, 5758. No. Request cancelled. So let's check if it still exists. It should have been existing. Okay, so even though I have a balance of 0, it was not cancelled. But let's check for Genevieve, since she already acquired some stuff. So let's say she wants to close it. Oh, it was successfully closed. But let's check. We're debugging a lot of it. Why? Okay, it's 0 because the transaction was being declined. I've exceeded already. Okay, so let's try my account. So that one is being closed because it has a 0 balance. So let's try my account. So my account is still existing. So let's have 5758. Okay, it's still found, and let's have a purchase of 5758. Purchase of 80,000. Okay, it's allowed, and let's try to cancel my account even though I have balance. Yes. Okay, I need to pay my balance first. So do I wish to continue? I guess so. No. So failure to close. And let's check if it's still existing. Oh yes, with the credit balance. So let's close it. And check if all of those two accounts really did. Okay, I want to proceed. And let's check. Oh, successfully closed. Okay, so Genevieve's account is still there. No. 5758. Okay, so my balance just got 0. It did not close. Okay, so I have an idea regarding this one. It's because it's because I was not able to set this one. Let's go to the closing. Set cancel to no. Yes. This one is account successful. Okay. It just said that, but it did not really turn it into null. Okay. Failure. Input valid. Successfully closed. Request cancelled. Okay, last run. This is it. It's for the closing part. 1. RJ Lladoc. I have an income of this pig. It's not eligible. RJ Lladoc. I have an income of this big. It's big. Another one. Jen Biok. Income of this small. Okay. Then let's have a purchase. So purchase of this one. Okay. So she will be purchasing a amount of 25,000 pesos. And then I will be closing my account. Yes. Now it was being closed. Now let's find it. And it is not found. Again, let's close an account. This account. 5. Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad. Okay, it's found. Let's have a closing of account. Okay, account not found. Please try again. Are you sure you want this to close number? This one? Yes, but you still have to pay first. Yes, I wish. And now let's see. Okay, that's what we want. So since 2 of those accounts were being closed, no accounts were added. Now for the last part, let's exit the program. And we're done! And this is the whole program. So here is my class, the credit Lladoc class with getters and with setters, getters, methods, and methods for the cases, methods for the validation, methods for the generating, and here is the main class with just the cases. So imagine this whole program be in one class. It would be mind-blowing and it will be hard to track. So during the running of the program, I was able to track easily because I know where it will be located based on the program structure that I created. So that's all, and program is good and running, and I'm now fine. Bye.